Once you've switched to a mechanical keyboard, it's really hard to go back to a standard membrane keyboard. This is why it also took me so long to decide to upgrade from my Razer Blackwidow Ultimate 2015. The keys on that one were nice, but sounded and felt a bit heavy for my taste. I didn't love it, just liked it. Alas, I finally pulled the trigger and upgraded to a new mechanical keyboard, one that offers the same tactility and crisp sound that I would want from a mechanical keyboard, as I realized that I really enjoy loud and clicky keyboards. Introducing the Razer Blackwidow Elite. Let's dive in. This video was made possible with the help of PureVPN. This is a VPN service that will keep your browsing data secured and away from your service provider or other snoopers. Make your browsing safer today with the affiliate link in the description. Let's begin with an unboxing. First, we cut the tape sealing the box shut and lift up the lid to find the Blackwidow Elite. We're going to remove the booklets from the side panel on the top lid to reveal the instructions manual, the thank you letter from the company, and some Razer Chroma stickers. Let's put that aside to remove this piece of cardboard from behind the keyboard and reveal its braided cables. Now we're going to lift up the keyboard and remove the plastic cover from the top. Under the keyboard, we will find the wrist rest wrapped up, so we will go ahead and remove that. It's a pretty awesome unboxing experience overall. The exterior design consists of metal versus previously used plastic of past keyboards. Build quality is noticeably better from before while still sustaining very sleek and low profile design. There is close to zero flex on this keyboard and the key switches are more exposed than before. I prefer this method because it helps with cleaning the keyboard, since the switch is right over the surface and easily dusted. I love this design. The wrist rest is very comfortable. It attaches magnetically to the keyboard and does a great job at staying steadily seated. It does cover up the light up logo, but it's not really a big deal. Very easy to glide your hands across the wrist rest when typing or gaming. It's very smooth and overall very comfortable. This keyboard uses the loudest, nicest sounding green switches. This isn't the Huntsman Elite, so we can't expect to see the laser switches on this keyboard. They're just a standard switch, but it feels very crisp when typing. And as for ports, this keyboard connects through two USB 3.0 ports and a headphone microphone jack. One of the ports is used to power the keyboard, and the other is to power the USB port on the left side of the keyboard. The audio jack is there to service that same port on the keyboard itself, acting as an extension. I use the USB port for my Wi-Fi adapter, so it is quite important to me. This keyboard features some new buttons, primarily playback controls. There is a rewind, play, pause, and forward button. There is also a volume wheel and mute button with it. None of these buttons feel particularly great, and the volume wheel itself has little resistance when scrolling with it. But I am still satisfied with these because the buttons are so useful when consuming content or just when I quickly want to lower the volume during gameplay. Let's talk about its performance and good old typing, its main purpose. I find that I am very accurate using these keys because the keys feel very crisp. There's hardly any wobble, which is bound to reduce the chances of your fingers sliding onto another button next to it, hence causing more typos. It takes very little force to actuate the key and it is very responsive. I love the typing experience. And as for gaming, this keyboard is still a champion. Moving my fingers across the keyboard feels very nice, and it is difficult to press the wrong button on this keyboard. Again, due to the fact that there is very little key wobble. In the heat of battle, this is particularly helpful. The keys also feel very responsive and bounce back very quickly. I love this for gaming. I did mention previously that I love the sound of this keyboard. It is loud and very crisp. Here is a sound sample. You can customize the lighting on this keyboard and the way buttons react. In other words, program the keys through Razer Synapse. I haven't messed around with the buttons very much, but I can speak for the lighting aspect. You can work with many different effects including color spectrum, static, cycling, ripple, starlight, wave, fire, reactive, and breathing. You can choose what colors you want, can adjust the brightness, and can even trigger it to change colors when you start up a game. Customization is pretty incredible with the lighting here. The usability aspect of this keyboard is very strong, but it should be said that not everybody likes mechanical keyboards, and not everybody likes the loud ones either. This is purely subjective, and if you would prefer a quieter keyboard, Razer does offer a quiet version of the same keyboard. But speaking of how this keyboard performs, I love it for all use cases. Typing, using keyboard shortcuts for editing, are just gaming feel almost as good as I would imagine it would. I love the minimalist look, I love the wrist rest, and I love the tactility, but that's just me personally. However, this keyboard isn't perfect. The secondary function keys do not light up, hence are too difficult to see in the dark. Unless you're used to just relying on muscle memory for these, you'll have a tough time managing without actually being able to see them in the dark. I would probably ask for more resistance on the volume wheel, just a little more. This keyboard also doesn't have macro keys. On my previous keyboard, I just programmed dedicated buttons to open certain applications, and it kind of sucks not to have them on this keyboard, but I also don't miss them all that much. That's all I had to complain about, mostly just nitpicking, that is. But do keep in mind that you're still able to customize the individual buttons on this keyboard, but I would prefer to retain this normal keyboard layout. Now it's time for me to give you my conclusion. This keyboard is amazing, and I truly do mean it. I love the tactility, the design, the build quality, the wrist rest, the lighting effects, the sound, and the dedicated playback buttons. My complaints on this keyboard were pretty minimal, and I could certainly live just fine with what this keyboard is this time around. I recommend it if you don't mind how loud it is, but I do urge you to consider other options as well. Other companies such as Corsair and Logitech offer their own incredible keyboards, and those are also worth considering. Keep an eye out for other options, but I do still consider this one my favorite thus far. With that said, do you know what else you should keep an eye out for? PureVPN. They offer safe browsing across any web browser while keeping your browsing data away from your internet service provider or any other snoopers. They offer unlimited data transfer from streaming or downloading. They have more than 2,000 servers in over 140 countries and work through desktop and mobile apps. You can also stay active on 5 different devices at once from the same account with 24/7 tech support. To get yourself signed up, click on the affiliate link in the description. For more content, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and to stay updated when a new video comes out, make sure to click on that bell and enable notifications. For links to everything featured in this video, expect to find those in the description, as well as links for what to watch next. This has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you all later. Enjoy.